cuties! So today we're gonna do a little thing. I've kind of been thinking about this idea for a while. I don't know how well it will read, but it's me talking about books again, but in a different sort of way. There's been a lot of new releases on all the million streaming platforms that there are out there of adapting books. And I love a good adaptation, and I say a good adaptation. We don't talk about the bad ones because they don't exist. But I have lots of favorite books that have yet to be adapted to the various art forms out there. So what I've done is I put a bunch of my favorite books in this pouch. We're going to draw a few of them. I'm not going to do every single one because it's a lot. And tell you the best way I think they should be adapted. And obviously I do think all of these books should be adapted in some way, shape, or form because some of the stories are much more underrated. I think there's other fun ways to be telling these stories. Obviously the book is great, but the book is not always better sometimes. And I will admit that. Book is usually better, but not always. I have a few instances where movie was better. Crazy Rich Asians. Anyway, we're just getting into it. We're just gonna draw a few. I might just do like maybe 5 or 10 or all of them. Probably about 10 because I don't know how long I'll be talking about each one. I'll try not to spend too much time with them. But maybe if you guys like this, we'll do this again and I'll just save the pouch and do more. Or you can put your own books that you want to see adapted some way in here and I'll put it in the pouch and decide their fate. So let's play Change That Medium. I don't know if that's a catchy title or not, but the first book that we're doing, oh yes, is Renegades. Oh, I don't think you can see my shitty handwriting. That's fine because it's really shitty handwriting. Renegades by Marissa Meyer. This is a dystopian superheroes, but living in utopia, but you get more the villain side of things. And personally, as much as I would love to see this like as, you know, movie and stuff, I think this would be a super fun video game. It's wide expanse, it's kind of X-Men-y, where you have a bunch of different powers that are in these people called prodigies, and you have normal people, and there's villains and supervillains and superheroes, but they're also living their day-to-day life, and it's super fun. And I really love the book. The books are so good. I've read 2 of the 3 so far, and I'm scared to read the 3rd one because the finale. Anyway, I think a video game of this would be super fun. I think that might be the best way to expand it because you could explore so much about the city and about your superpowers and train yourself to develop them and get on a squad. You could be in the trials. I just think it would be super fun as a video game, even though I don't play many video games, but I think this medium and this type of story with the art and everything would be a great video game. What's next? Next up is we got Legend by Marie Lu. Legend by Marie Lu. It is a dystopian series. It's one of her most popular series, though I do like some of her other stuff better than Legend, but I still really liked Legend. I feel this would be best as... I think Legend would be a good TV series. Of all things, I don't think it would make great... I mean, it would still be good movies, but I think you could explore more about the world in a TV series. I think a good, maybe, I don't even know, who would adapt this? I think, well, I mean, maybe Netflix would take on Legend, and Netflix might be able to do a good job with Legend if we're doing like, you know, 3 seasons of it, 1 for each book. I think we could really expand on some of it, expand on some backstory for some characters. So yeah, I'm gonna go with TV series for Legend. Yeah, I read Legend a long time ago, so I was like really trying to remember everything, but there's some really poignant moments that are relative to today's world with Legend, so cool. All right, let's see. Ha! Ooh! We have Well Met. Well Met is by Jen DeLuca. It is a contemporary romance set at a Renaissance festival. And I absolutely loved this book. I actually love this series. I just read the second one and there's a third coming out. And I'm gonna die because I have to wait so long for the third in the series to come out. I hope this series never ends, but I feel like it will with the third. But anyway, I really want to see, I think Well Met would make a really good play. Hear me out. Because it's set in a Ren fair. It's an enemies to lovers story, which is like my fave and one of my favorite tropes. And I just think there are so many humorous moments. And even like a musical, this would be really great as a musical. It would be one of those cute romantic musicals, but it's got that more fun element because it's at a Ren fair, and you could do so many fun songs with this that I think play musical would be great for Well Met. I think it's just cute. It's a feel good. It's what, you know, what got me into musicals in the first place is these happy, fun, colorful musicals, not all of the sad, depressing ones that we get all the time. But I think Well Met would be really fun as a musical. What do we got? We have, ooh, Darius the Great is Not Okay, but Adib Karam. This one, I think, I honestly think movie. Darius the Great as a movie or as a TV series. Okay, wait. If you did it as a TV series, you could expand so much on this, but I do think if you're just trying to adapt the book alone, a movie is your best option. It's kind of hard-hitting. It's got great cross-cultural life because he is a fracture. Fractal? Fracture? I don't know the word. He's half Persian. I forgot the term. What is the term? He's half Persian. His family, his mother's side is from Iran. And I really love this book. It's very emotional. So I think it would be in the realm of like the producers who made things like Love, Simon, because, I mean, it does deal with a gay kid, but the first book is not so much about his sexuality. It's about his depression and his division in his family and going to Iran to meet his family and making this best friend and stuff. And that's why I think the first book would make a really good movie. However, if they were going to continue with the second book, I think there are some gaps and we could fill in those gaps with the TV series and do that. But overall, if it's just the first book, movie. It's kind of fun. I hope you guys are entertained by this because I want to do this. So we have, oh, another Marie Lu, The Young Elites. So The Young Elites is my favorite Marie Lu series. It's another trilogy. We have a main character who you think is going to be this hero, but actually turns out more of a villain and has this really well-crafted arc in becoming hero to villain to anti-hero kind of situation. And that's why this is, again, I don't know if it would work. It's definitely not movie for me. And I don't know how I feel about it being a TV series. If it was a TV series, I'd be scared that the CW would touch it and make it much more sexified than it is. It's a higher fantasy. It's kind of like superheroes in a fantasy world. And I think something along the lines of what's in between HBO and CW? Because it's like, they're two different sides of like the same way to adapt things, and like something in the middle that maybe Hulu? I don't know. It's Hulu in the middle? Amazon Prime? I don't know. But actually, you know what? It might be also good like animated. Maybe this is an anime. This could work as an anime. Yeah. Now that I'm thinking more, especially about the visual aspect of this, and yeah, we're gonna go anime Young Elites. I think that could work out really well. A lot of Marie Lu stuff could actually work out well as an anime, but I'm gonna go anime Young Elites. Young Elites is anime. Wow. Ooh, The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi. Now this is, okay, wait. I thought of things. Oh, you could do so much with Gilded Wolves. You could do so much. Okay, so the premise of this is kind of a historical fantasy in France, and you have these houses who kind of run kind of the underground, I guess, of it all. It's not really underground either, though. It's not the bourgeoisie, but it's, I don't even know. But you have Severon, who's your main character of this little found family group, and he's trying to regain his title, and he has a group of people with him who are trying to solve some of these kind of mysteries. There's some magic aspects to it. There's some romance aspects to it. And it's breaking my heart. I'm so nervous for the third book to come out. If it was a very realistic video game, because it's mystery and stuff, I feel like it could also be a video game. But in this sense, it could also be a very good TV series. And this is where we'd lead more into like HBO territory of what it would need to be, because it would have to be very expansive. I could see this giant, expensive looking, fancy sets and things that this would work very well on screen or in game, because there's a lot of mysteries and things to solve. So with that element, especially the sequel, Silvered Serpents, there's a lot of these kind of puzzle pieces that they have to figure out and put together to get to the conclusion of it, that I think it could have a really good, like, base storyline game. So not one that has, like, lots of different possibilities, but, like, you're following a very specific path with the mystery, but there's always a risk of you getting murdered, because that's always a risk in these books. That's that type of game, almost like a horror video game. Horror mystery video game kind of thing. Like that one with the girl who's in the hotel. What's that game called? I watched like Markiplier and them play it, where she has to keep getting keys to go in room and scribes with a mirror and stuff and not get murdered. That one, kind of like that quality of it. It's hard really deciding definitively what they're gonna be. Lunar Chronicles! Okay, if anything is gonna be a CW show, it's gonna be Lunar Chronicles, because it's so CW, but in the best way, where it's a big sci-fi, it's romantic, it's all these fairy tale retellings, because we've got Cinderella, we've got Little Red Riding Hood, we've got Rapunzel and Snow White, and it's so cute, but high stakes and expansive, that I feel like Lunar Chronicles has to be either a CW or like a Netflix TV series. There's just no other way around this one. It has to be, because you are so attached to the characters and their relationships that it's like, it's gotta be something like that. It has to be an adaptation where you can explore all of it, because movies would not cut it. There's too much. There's just too much. We need TV series with this, because then you could start the storylines of all these other characters within the first season and kind of build upon that, bouncing between them better than what you get when you get 1, 2, 3, 4 books. So, yeah, there's one I'll give to CW. I don't know why. It sounds like I really hate CW, but they just have a very specific type of show, and I'm not usually a fan of those shows. What do we got? Ooh, Strange the Dreamer. Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I love this. I love this so much. Man, could you adapt Strange the Dreamer? I don't know. I don't know if you could really do this. The book, I don't know if you can do better than the book. This is one where I'm like, I would be very hesitant for it to be adapted, but I do think movie might be the best. Actual movie might be the best format for Strange. Oh, no. You know what? I take that back. Cirque du Soleil. Strange the Dreamer is a Cirque du Soleil performance. Yes. Okay. Wait. So much better this way. Because you wouldn't need to really tell this. It's such an expressive story and such a lyrical prose to it that I feel like this would be way better presented in a Cirque du Soleil fashion of storytelling because it's so emotive. Yes, yes, yes. Cirque du Soleil gets Strange the Dreamer. Movie I don't think the movie would be able to do it. It wouldn't be able to convey the feelings that reading that book gives you. Cirque du Soleil. I'm thinking it. We're gonna do 2 more, and I thought one fell out. Here we go. We got Spinning Silver. Okay, speaking of Cirque du Soleil, not Cirque du Soleil, but I do think a ballet for Spinning Silver would be good because it is very rooted in Eastern European mythology, and that screams Russian ballet to me. But because it has these 3 beautiful stories to tell, all focused on women, and the way that we have like the king goblin guy, and not goblin, fae creature man, we have the royal aspect of it with one story, and we have kind of the pauper living for herself moment. I think it would be very beautiful as a ballet. It's Spinning Silver, guys. Come on. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I don't know if you are enjoying this, but yeah. The last book that we're gonna try to adapt or try to change the medium is 3 Dark Crowns by Kendara Blake. Ooh, okay. It's really, really dark. I think, oof. What would be best? Not movies. 3 Dark Crowns, not a video game. I don't think a video game works either. I think it has to be TV series. I think this one works best as a TV series. I think because it is so expansive again, it's a high fantasy. I do think this would be more of an HBO big, giant, epic fantasy series. High stakes, big battles, magic, romance. There's so much into these. So if you don't know what 3 Dark Crowns is, it is a story of these 3 princess sisters who were all taken away from each other as they're born, because this is how it is in this land, where one queen will kill her sisters to be the queen, basically, and they all have different kind of abilities. You have one who's an elemental, one who is a poisoner, and one who is a naturalist, which is like talking to animals, and one who's immune to poisons and stuff. But it's very impactful because the sisters, they're not supposed to remember each other, but the elemental sister she's the most powerful, so everybody thinks she's gonna be it, but she still really cares about her sisters. And you have the other ones growing up, one who's just like, I'm not gonna win, I'm just gonna die, and the other one who like refuses and is very cunning, even though she's not the strongest at hers at all. In fact, she doesn't even think she has the poisoner gift. But there you go. It's crazy. It's a wild ride of a time, and it's a very epic series that I do think it would need the care and detail of like a big epic fantasy TV series. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. I think I'm most excited about, like, if my word was law in making these, I'm most excited about Strange the Dreamer, Cirque du Soleil. I can't believe that was it just hit me. You've got blue people, okay? The costumes alone, the sets, there would be so much of like aerial dancing silk things, that stuff, that Cirque du Soleil stuff. I mean, you know what I mean when I say Cirque du Soleil. I'm obsessing about this idea now. So there you have it. That's my ideas for how we do adapt. Let me know if you want to see something like this again. If you want to add any books into the pool, there's still so many in here. I've got a lot in this pouch, but those are the 10 that we did for this, in theory, first episode of Change the Medium. Let me know if you want more, if you want to add any, and of course reach me down in the comments below, or on Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter. And you can check me out on Twitch as QWERTYQ, or my Ko-fi page to support me as a content creator. And I will see you next time, cuties. Bye!